thank you for coming out today on a beautiful day and a great occasion for today. So I'd like to thank Delegate Avoli for coming by today and his support in the General Assembly, Senator Hanger's support as well. Recognize two of our city councilmen, Mayor Bobby Henderson and Councilman Terry Short. Thank you for your commitment as well. And if you have not had an opportunity to check in under the tent, please do that before you leave. Grab a bag. It's got some mementos of our occasion today, as well as some information about the museum and information about the museum to be. So 20 years ago, a group of volunteers with Waynesboro Downtown and the Virginia Fly Fishing Festival embraced the concept of the river and our natural surroundings as one of Waynesboro's greatest assets. 10 years ago, another group of volunteers, known as the Center for Cold Waters Restoration, took that concept and took it a little bit further and created a 4-point strategy that included an interpretive center about the river and about the region. About that same time, CCR met up with folks from the museum and recognized that they too had a vision of interpretive centers around the state to share the state's resources closer to the citizens. So at that point, a partnership and a dream was born. Over the last 10 years, $150,000 has been raised by community donations, the city and the EDA contributions, grants from USDA, Virginia Tourism Corporation, and Virginia Main Street Department of Community and Housing Development to explore the concept and determine the viability of a Waynesboro campus of the Virginia Museum of Natural History. Those studies clearly indicated that the campus was not only sustainable, but had wide public support, would play a significant role in education, both at the higher education research level and at the K through 12 STEM education opportunity level, plus would contribute to the regional and state economy. That dream and countless hours of volunteer and staff time, plus the commitment of local and state elected leaders, have brought us here today. I'd like to invite the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Tom Benzing, to bring us up to date. Tom?
Thanks, Greg. What a great day to be here in Constitution Park on the banks of the South River with the Blue Ridge Mountains in the distance clearly visible. It's a great day to celebrate the funding of the next step in establishing a campus of the Virginia Museum of Natural History for the Shenandoah Valley. As chair of the Board of Trustees of the museum, I welcome you to the future site of our campus. This year, the General Assembly and the Governor approved a biennium budget that includes funds for the detailed planning phase of this project. This phase is a major step forward before construction and initiates an 18-month process to finalize the design for a building right here in Constitution Park. The resulting design will also define the exhibit experiences to be featured inside. When this detailed design is completed late next year, it will be submitted for approval to move forward so that we can ultimately break ground right here. I would like to add my thanks to Senator Emmett Hanger and to Delegate John Avoli, as well as to my legislators, Steve Landis and Chris Runyon, both former and current delegates in the House. This project will serve the greater region beyond Waynesboro. And while I'm expressing thanks, I must say that the city's long partnership with the museum has been vital to our success. The city leadership, staff, and community have been strong partners. They've supported our outreach and engagement with educators and families, attended our science lectures at the Wayne Theater, and participated in festivals, and when the pandemic altered our opportunities, in our drive-through shows just across the street in the park. I'd also, as Greg mentioned, like to thank and recognize the Center for Cold Waters Restoration, a community-led nonprofit group of volunteers, as a catalyst in establishing relationships and finding grants. CCR has worked tirelessly in the background since 2008 to promote Waynesboro as a site for natural resource-based economic development projects like this museum campus. I know I speak for volunteer leaders in this organization when I say that it's amazing to see a dream coming true. As we enter this next phase in the project, I assure you that the museum will seek input from this community, university partners, and the city throughout the process. This will be a museum that benefits educators at all levels, attracts tourists to downtown, and blends seamlessly into the improved amenities planned for Constitution Park. We are on the doorstep of Shenandoah National Park. The southern gate is a mere 5-mile drive from where I now stand. This museum campus will attract visitors from the park, Blue Ridge Parkway, Appalachian Trail, and add to the draw that brings travelers from across the state to the Shenandoah Valley. With 20,000 square feet of exhibit space, we will interpret the natural history of the Blue Ridge and Shenandoah Valley for all citizens. There are stories to be told about the unique geology of these mountains and this river, the creatures that fly, swim, and crawl in them, and the history of wildlife here. For today's generation and the next, it's more important than ever to understand how nature works, what scientists are discovering, and why we should pursue our natural curiosity about life on our planet. That's the mission of the Virginia Museum of Natural History. I hope you share my excitement today and continue to watch this space for coming developments. You can also follow these developments on the projects page at VMNH.net. Thanks for coming, and I'll welcome Greg back to introduce Mayor Henderson.
So yes, Mayor Henderson, would you please come and give us a few words, and then we'll do the sign unveiling.
I don't have a whole lot more to say that hasn't been said, other than we just heard that we're going to be open up to the state and the region. I say we're getting ready to be opened up to the world. We've got a little nugget on the hill over here called Fishburne Military Academy. People come from all over the world to send their kids here, so we're open to the world as of today, or as of groundbreaking. Waynesboro is pleased to join the partners, and be a partner with the Virginia Museum of Natural History. This is a milestone project to our city, because it's going to bring a well-known museum into our city and allow us to be known all around the state, all around the world as a museum city. It's going to spark growth within our city. Right here, we're going to start working here. Constitutional Park, we're going to redo Constitutional Park. We've got the east end of town everybody's going to be coming in from the east end of town Parkway. We're going to see growth in Waynesboro like we've not seen growth before, because of the endeavors of people 20 years ago that had the foresight to see the value of this museum. Waynesboro accepts the expanded role in educating Virginia's guests from around the world on natural history. That'll be a new role that we'll take on, and we'll take it and do the best we can with it. We anticipate development in our South River Preserve, our expanded greenway system, our proximity to national parks and Interstate 64 makes Waynesboro a national fit for a museum called the Virginia Museum of Natural History. Everything falls together, and it's just a perfect fit. We want to thank our partners at the Virginia Museum of Natural History and their foundation board. Without their vision, this wouldn't be happening. We'd also like to thank our Senator Emmett Hanger, Delegate John Avoli, and all those in Richmond that supported this project, because it is a worthy project and we appreciate their efforts. We also express our appreciation to everyone in Waynesboro, everyone in the adjoining communities that supported this project, and we thank you for all that you've done to bring this and make this dream come true for Waynesboro.
Thank you, Mayor. Don't go too far. So we're going to have the mayor and the chairman unveil this sign, so we might want to step a little bit closer. And I know we're supposed to be socially distancing, but we would love to take a group shot for anyone who feels comfortable in doing that around the sign after they unveil it. So, Mayor.